guys and welcome. Today is an absolutely amazing day because today is the day where I'm starting my summer vacation. 3 weeks of vacation, which means that I will have plenty of time to make all sorts of wonderful videos for you guys. And I really would like to do that because you guys, you're just being the absolute best. The channel is getting so many more subscribers and I can just feel this whole community just growing and growing. And you guys, you're absolutely the best. You're being so nice to me and to each other. You're giving each other tips and tricks in a positive and nice way. Guys, I can't say how proud I am of you. And a lot of you have been writing me that you're getting your first snake. I love getting these messages from you. And usually I will ask for a picture as well because I'm just so damn curious. You guys, you're amazing. Alright, back to what this video is really about, because as many of you may have seen on my Instagram, yes, I am getting a Savannah monitor. I'm super duper excited because Savannah monitors are on my absolute top 10 list of reptiles that I adore. I've always wanted a Savannah monitor and now I'm finally getting one. He's a 7-year-old male and his name is Archibald. And when speaking of a Savannah monitor, I also wanted to get the chance to tell you guys how I prepare for getting a new animal. Of course, when I go out and buy a snake, especially if it is a species I have before, I don't have to do that much research because I already know a great deal about them, but I always tend to just have a quick look at the care sheet, do some little bit of extra research because new knowledge is always coming and you can always learn something new. Like you've seen in my videos, I've already admitted that yes, sometimes I have done some mistakes and then I fixed them. It's also important always check up on your animals, always check up on the knowledge available on the internet, speak with people, read in forums, read some books, always keep yourself up to date with the newest information about your type of animal. One thing I always talk about when getting a new animal is research. And the reason why I'm very keen on telling you guys that research is important is because I didn't used to do that. And I really had to pay for it. Not only research in my animals, like I've mentioned before, I bought my very first snake without doing any research at all. Very bad, should never ever do that. Also, when talking about every other thing in the world, it's always a good idea just to sit down, maybe an hour or two, depending on what you're researching on, to just have a look about some general information. Are you going to take your date on a restaurant? Do some research, find the best place where they have the best food within your budget. Are you going to rent your new apartment? Do some research, which are the things that you should have a look at, all that kind of stuff. So research is always good no matter what you're doing, not only for exotic animals but in general. As I said before, I've never ever owned a Savannah monitor before. I do have another, I have a water monitor, a Varanus Comingi. Her name is Tusnelda. I absolutely love her. She's very small. She's not used to being handled, which is why I haven't really introduced her to you guys. We're giving her some time to grow a little bit bigger. We're not pushing her, so when the time comes I will show her to you. I'm picking up a Savannah monitor on Sunday. Of course, I will be doing a video. You guys have been so nice. When I showed some pictures on Instagram, basically all the comments were like, oh, we're gonna see a video about him, are we gonna see a video about it? Of course you are. I promise that you are gonna see so much of him. I can't wait to introduce you guys to him. When I do my research on getting a new animal, I always tend to use a couple of hours just finding different care sheets on the internet. Print out all of them and I read them all through. I gather the most important points and I print them all out. Then I make this kind of like a big care sheet with all the most important points of the animal. As you can see, this paper is basically like 15 pages long, but this contains basically everything that I feel I need to know about the Savannah monitor before getting him. So this is my most important pieces of paper the first couple of months when I'm getting my new monitor. So I can definitely recommend you guys to gather all the most important points, all the most important pieces of information and then print them out, because it's really nice that you can just like pick it up and then have a read. I have this sort of care sheet for all of my different types of animals and it's really a big help because sometimes you just can't really remember it, and then you can just have a quick look and you're like, all right, there it is. And then you know, so I can definitely recommend this. Do your own care sheet, if you can say like that. Gather all the most important information and all the basic knowledge that you need and then put them all together in one epic care sheet. So that's one thing I did. The other thing I did was that I had a look on YouTube. Basically, I went around and I looked on all the videos that I could find of people who have Savannah monitors. And of course, there are so many different opinions and it can be really hard to navigate in this jungle of opinions. But it's really, really nice for me to just get a general view of how people who are keeping the Savannah monitors are keeping them and are handling them and all that kind of stuff. So it really gives me an opportunity of knowing all sorts of different things from people who's actually having them and can talk from experience. That's the second thing I did. I looked around on YouTube for other people who had the animal that I want to research. The third thing I did was that I also talked with people who has this type of animal, which means that it basically gave me an opportunity to ask all the dumb questions or the newbie questions. Very, very important. I keep asking and asking and asking until I'm absolutely 110% sure that I know what they're talking about and that I'm understanding it completely as well. So that's the third thing. I talked to people with experience asking all the questions I need to know. The fourth thing I did was that I had a look at different forums. I just in general had a look about what are people asking mostly, what are the big topics on the animal and all that kind of stuff. So forums in general are very, very good because there are all sorts of different questions and there are some very experienced people in there answering these questions. The fourth thing I did was I had a look at some forums. The fifth thing I did, not everyone does this, it's not required of a good research, but I really, really like to do it, is that I had a look at some documentaries about the animal in the wild. I really like to know where animals are coming from because that can give me a basic understanding of the needs of the animal and giving me an opportunity to replicate them. Like with my ball python, me knowing that in the wild a ball python live in tiny holes in the ground, only come out at night and just in general prefer to lie in the hole, gave me an understanding of why my ball python might be stressed, and also gave me a helping hand knowing that that's where the animal is safe. If I can replicate that, maybe she'll eat again. And that's what she did. I basically replicated the hole in the ground, the darkness, the feeling of safety, and bam, she ate again. After she de-stressed, she ate. So I really like to do that, and I can only recommend it also because you learn a great deal about the animal, and usually animal documentaries are also very nice just to look at, beautiful images, all that kind of stuff. The fifth thing I did, I looked at documentaries of the animal in the wild, getting a really, really good basic knowledge of where the animal is coming from. So all in all, I feel kind of ready to get my Savannah monitor home. Of course, I'm nowhere near experienced enough to just say I have everything under control. I am gonna learn gradually when I get the animal, but I've got all the basics covered, which means I know what kind of terrarium, the warmth, what kind of humidity, what does the animal eat, all that kind of stuff, all the basic knowledge. I pretty much got that under control, so that's a great way to start. Of course, this is a journey, which means that I'm going to learn from day to day, and I really do hope that Archibald is gonna be nice to me and excuse my errors, because of course there are gonna be some, I'm not perfect, not in any way, but I am gonna do the best I can possibly do for my animals. So I'm super duper excited. As I said, Archibald is coming on Sunday. I am gonna do a video where I pick him up and where you can see that we are putting together his terrarium and just in general how he's doing when we are picking him up. So looking forward to it, guys. I really hope you are as well. Also, I really, really appreciate you fan art, guys. Please send me more. I absolutely love it, and I think they're so worth sharing. It does not need to be of me and my animals. Of course, I absolutely love them. You can also, if you have your animal at home you want to draw, please do that. I really, really want everyone to be a part of this and to share their love for their animals. So please, guys, send me more fan art. Alright, guys, that's all for today. I really do hope you enjoyed this video on how to prepare for a Savannah monitor. Please give the video a like so I know that you like what I make. It really does mean a lot to me. Also, while you're at it, just hit subscribe on that channel. As usual, you can find me on Instagram under the name jossersjungle. Thank you, guys, for now, and bye bye!